Born.
Texting. Hello, BBD. How are you, sir? Welcome back to a Wednesday.
Chilly Wednesday.
Hey, we're a week from Thanksgiving, week from Bird Day, Big
That's
Bird.
right.
And it is here in a little chippy, little nippy sack here. That is the redoubtable one himself, Thomas Izzo, who came back from a very fun weekend. Welcome back, my man.
Thank you, sir.
I am, of
Good
course,
to
the
be
highly questionable one, Mr. RJ, the not so great Miliaccio. Hey, guess what? You picked a good night to have nothing better to do, because we have midseason awards. We have a slew of games to go over. You guys saw that Minnesota-Buffalo game. He just talked about it before we went into the air. And by the way, how about those Commanders? How about that one? Hey,
Taylor and them boys.
Mr. Heineke.
Taylor and them boys.
Taylor and the boys. Hey, guess what, Virginia? You got a football team. A real one.
Not really.
So, well, they're in the playoffs almost.
Yeah, they're in D.C.
They're not really Virginia's team?
No,
they got to be. There's nothing else here, right?
I know. I'm just giving shit to the Virginians.
Anyway, so we're stalking him. By the way, there's two reasons for this. One, he's back. Two, if you look over my shoulder, you will notice there is a green and what's that in black and gold? What is that? What is that?
The Bruins.
Is that a 14-2 hockey
Seriously?
team? 14-2, greatest start in the history of the franchise. Mr. Bergeron, that's his jersey. He's not going quietly into that. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. So we will touch on them at the end
What
of
did the Bruins
end of the night.
do last year?
They made the playoffs, but they lost in 7 games to the Carolina Hurricanes.
First round?
First round, yeah. And they were good. The Hurricanes were one of the favorites. They took them 7.
Dude, 14-2. I mean, I don't watch hockey at all, but God.
14-2 out of the gate.
They must have beaten
It's crazy.
good teams.
They have.
Right?
They're doing what they. It's look. I'm just praying nobody gets hurt because I've never seen them do this. So
14-2. I mean, the Giants are halfway there.
Hey, and by the way, we are going to talk about them tonight because you, my friend,
Giants at
you,
7
my
wins.
friend.
Do you know the last time the Giants won 7 games was like 2016?
I think it was. Was it 2016?
I think it was 2016.
Really?
They went 7-9.
Oh, they started out with 7.
No, they won 7 games.
Okay, I thought you said
The last time they won 7 games.
Well, guess what?
2016.
Not for nothing. Don't want to jinx them. But the last time they started out 7-2, they had some guy with the initials LT.
Yeah, I was going to say not since I've been watching.
Mm-hmm. Well, LT,
I've seen 6-2.
LT is Tom Brady on the other side of the ball. That's who he is. So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. Hey, guess what, AFC East? If the playoffs started today, the whole damn division would be in the playoffs. How about them apples? How about that?
Dude,
so we've got a lot to talk about.
Jets are legit.
Yeah, they are. And they're playing, I'll tell you what, Pats-Jets this Sunday.
Oh,
that's going to be a Donnie in the Brook.
Is that a 1 o'clock game?
Mm-hmm. Well,
all right, we should watch that game.
We will have that game on Sunday, so we will talk about that tonight. But we're going to start. We have midseason awards.
Yeah, let's go midseason.
Midseason awards. What we're going to do is tonight, because we got, he's New York, I'm Boston, he's John. So we're going to do what he's going to give us tonight, both of us. We're going to do, for our teams first, we're going to do team MVP for the midway point. Okay, biggest surprise and then the guy, we're all both going to pick a player who's on the hot seat that needs to step up in the second half of the season to keep our teams going where they're going. Because if the playoffs started tomorrow, both our teams would actually be in it somehow. And honestly, neither one of us thought they were going to be there at this point. So this is a pleasant surprise.
No.
It's a pleasant surprise. So
I thought Giants would be out by week 4.
You did.
Because that's what it's been like for the past 5-6 years.
I get why. But I'll tell you what they've done. They got to let that Saquon Barkley, holy Moses. He's a league.
Don't start talking about my midseason.
I'm just saying.
He's a monster.
I'm loving what he's doing. Danny Dimes is taking care of the football. And Mr. Slayton. That's true. That's a trend. That's a trend.
What did he get you, 55 yards?
He had, I think, 100 yards receiving again in this game.
He had a nice one down the sideline.
He had a nice one down the sideline. I'm like, I'll tell you what, if that kid ever, I'll tell you what, that's the thing they don't have. That's the thing they don't have. So we're going to start.
He's not a number 1, though. I mean, he's playing good.
He's not a number 1.
He's not a number 1.
But if he's a number 2, then you just got to go find that other guy.
Yeah.
So because I think he could be that. So anyway, we're going to start with the G-men. So he hasn't had a lot of time to think about this, but off the top, we're going to.
No, but it's pretty simple. Yeah, it's pretty simple. If we go MVP, without a doubt, it's Saquon.
Absolutely. And I think he's a league MVP candidate, by the way, and he should be.
He's leading the league in rushing, right?
Yes,
is he still up there?
He's in the top 3. And it's him, Chubb, and Henry. So look at the company he's keeping. And I think yards per carry. I think him and Chubb are neck and neck too. So, but the difference is, he's got less supporting cast around him than those two do. So, and by the way, he's doing it, and dare I say it, a better division.
Oh, without a doubt.
He's in a better division. And if you
but
doubt,
I mean,
you know,
Chubb is having an unbelievable year.
Chubb is a stud.
Yeah.
And he's been a stud pretty much for about 3 or 4 years. No, this is no
when you
surprise.
think about who's on Cleveland,
Yeah.
I mean, they do have I think they have a good O-line.
They do.
They
do.
But, like, Jacoby Brissett's been quarterbacking.
Yep.
Most people couldn't list off the other wide receivers.
Oh, no.
Landry's gone. OBJ's been gone.
Yep.
I think Juco, Njuko is their tight end, maybe?
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, Chubb's having a great year. All right,
he really is. And of course, King Henry's being King Henry.
Exactly.
And so,
they're actually all on teams that don't have good offense.
They don't have a lot in the passing game.
They have
They
run
don't.
game.
They have run dominant
games.
teams, and they're doing. But the thing about the running game is a running game doesn't hide anything. It tells you it's coming. Stop us if
That's
you
right.
can,
So-
and that says a lot.
So here's why, in addition to just looking at the numbers, Saquon gets the MVP. Because the fact that they've been able to run the ball like that has helped them
Absolutely.
in the pass game.
Sure.
On defense.
Yep.
It's helped their entire team.
Yes, it
So
has.
that's why he's their most valuable player.
Of course.
And, it's funny because a lot of times you start to look at running backs like you can just, you take one out, you put one in, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
With certain guys, it's not like that. And he's one of those guys.
He's a 3-down back.
You
He's a
can
3-down back.
you can put in Breida, his backup, and he'll get you a few chunk plays, but he's not going to do the damage that Saquon's been doing. So Saquon MVP. Biggest surprise.
Who's the nice surprise? I know you're going to say it. You have to say it.
No.
You're not going to say
I'm
what
going
you're
to
going to
go
say?
Brian Dable.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
look.
He's got the pedigree, though.
Danny Dimes is, if we're gonna go talk about player in terms of surprise, I would definitely say him.
Yeah.
Because
You've been ready to kill him for about 2 years.
Well, because he's completely eliminated his Achilles heel, which was turnovers.
True.
Fumbles and picks.
He's
He's
taking care of
not
them.
doing it anymore.
No, he is not.
And
No, he isn't.
I remember
That is coaching.
Right, that is coaching.
That is
That's
coaching.
related to
Yeah,
coaching.
yeah.
And the thing is, I remember telling you, hey, I understand he's changed offenses 3 times.
Yeah.
He
had a good rookie year, though.
He had a
He
really
did.
good, but a lot of picks.
He did.
And a lot of fumbles.
Hey, 12 ain't 28. Remember Peyton had 28 his rookie year?
Well, combined with fumbles and picks, I think he was in that region.
Maybe.
He was in the high
He's close.
20s.
All right, well, okay.
So, and I remember telling you, hey, if this guy was going to get better, at least he would have reduced that number.
Okay.
This year, he's finally done it.
Yeah.
And I think they owe a lot of that to Daboll.
Yeah.
And that's why Daboll's my big surprise because coaches come and they go and you just start to get sick of seeing new faces because you feel like nothing's going to change. And this guy has, with his staff and with these players, I mean, they've bought in. It takes them too. It's different.
But if you think about where Daboll came from, New England and Buffalo, okay, he's seen what a locker room looks like. He's seen what the offseason's supposed to look like. He's seen organization from the top down, so he knows what it looks like.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, he sold that GM on this, going, look, man, here's the problem.
Well, the GM is from Buffalo.
He is also.
Isn't he?
I think so. But he was the first one that says, this kid has been done enough, has been set up to fail since he's been here. You can't judge him. We don't know what the hell he's capable of yet. So the thing is, and good for him because he came out, he made that public, he took the pressure off his quarterback, and he said, look, we're going to give this kid structure, we're going to give him balance. Hopefully Saquon's going to stay healthy, which he has.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Because look, I've been saying this since he's met me. The best friend of a quarterback is a running game. Okay?
Yeah.
It really is. And if you doubt that, look at Aaron Rodgers, look at Tom Brady. Because as great as they are, if you make them one-dimensional, there's still you can get to anybody if they're one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So
they still have some work to do in the pass game, and that's where my next point comes in.
Hot seat. Who's the guy?
Seat.
Who's the guy? Given we don't think they're going to add anybody.
Okay, so here's the thing. Well, yeah, I mean, they really can't.
They really can't at this point. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm going to say this guy's name, and while I say it, I'm not that thrilled because I don't think he's going to change. And they might actually end up cutting him.
Okay.
But Galladay.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
They paid this guy major money, a lot of guaranteed money.
You said that, and I looked it up. He has not done it.
Nothing. And he's crippled. His salary has really hurt them.
Yeah.
Because they've spent so much money on wide receivers.
They have, and they
can't
find
have none.
They have none.
And this guy, he's dropping passes. He was hurt.
When he's open.
He was saying the right things while he was trying to get back. He came back on Sunday, dropped 2 passes.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, if you could be anything close to your normal self, my God,
he was good when he came over here. They were saying that was a good sign.
I didn't know who he was, but I remember talking to DJ, and he goes, man, in Detroit, I mean, he was like the second coming of freaking
Megatron. I wanted the Patriots to go after him, but Bill's too damn cheap to do it. And then we landed in New York. I'm like, oh, great. But then, like, he's never been healthy.
Right.
And when he hasn't produced.
He's dropping. I mean, dude, how can you be a number one and have no hands?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what's wrong with the guy. Maybe there's something else going on, but
I don't know.
That would be the guy. If he could step up, it could really change their offense.
God.
Because right now their run game is so good, but their pass game is.
You put him, if he's just, to your point, not just anywhere close to what he's capable of, with Slayton on the inside, who's emerging to be a pretty solid receiver. Yeah. Actually, Slayton reminds me of Jacoby Myers 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Jacoby Myers started to look like what your guy's doing right now. Yeah. And this kid, Slayton, by all accounts, is a hard worker. He's one of those
Auburn
dudes.
receivers.
Yeah, he's an Auburn receiver. And they said, hey, "How fast?" He goes, "I'm Auburn fast."
Yeah.
And you go to Auburn, you can't go there unless you're fast. And I believe that because
he's a low 4s. He's like a 4.3 guy.
4.3, 4.4. He's fast. He's fast. But he knows what to do with it, and he's a worker. And you'd think some of this would rub off on Galladay. You'd hope.
I don't know what's wrong with the guy.
I don't know, but
that would be the one.
I'm telling you right now, and to your point, if Galladay ever gets his head out of his ass and gives them, you put him with that, because those two, then you got something.
And they got that.
They got a defense. They're good, and they've got the right coach. The quarterback's taking care of the ball. He's a dual threat. He'd be a dual threat if he had any weapons. And in the passing games, I think he has a good arm, and he's made some great throws with not a lot to throw.
Yeah, he's
played well.
Dude, he's played as good as we could ask him to play, given the circumstances.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's any question.
I don't think any other quarterback could overcome that.
There is still something about this team, though.
Which is
when I watched them play the Texans, and I was driving back with my friend in the car. I was watching on my phone because I joined a Facebook group and they stream it.
Sure.
So I'm watching on my phone. If they were playing a good team, they would have lost.
Well, I agree with you, but here's the funny thing about that. 1 week ago, the Texans were ahead at halftime.
I know, against the Phillies. Yeah, against
the
Eagles,
yeah. But this is the thing about the NFL, man. This is why we love it. The Carolina Panthers held freaking Tampa Bay to 3 points. Okay, now it was at home. Okay, Tampa Bay wasn't running the ball yet. They are now. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But the thing was, they still did that, and that happens in this league. Look what happened Monday night how did the Commanders go into Philadelphia and do that? I mean, they dominated that game. Yeah. You look at the total yards; they outgained them almost 2-1, and they shut the running
ball 2-1
because they ran the ball down. By the way, Philadelphia has a problem. They can't stop the run either. And if you can, and
there aren't a lot of teams that can.
There aren't. There really aren't.
What is it like? The Pats?
The Pats, Tampa Bay, when they put their mind to it, when their defense decides to show up, they can do it too. But there aren't a lot. You can run it down Buffalo's throat. You can run it down KC's throat. Every one of these teams has this problem. And it's the teams that are committed to it, like yours one.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I give them better than a puncher's chance, because the Giants have no other choice. They don't, until a number one emerges, they don't have a choice. Yeah. They have to do it. But that bodes well for them.
That's why it's crazy that they're still doing it.
Can't stop.
Because it's like, who are y'all guarding out there that you're allowing Saquon to frickin'? I mean, he is running well, though. He's running with good vision, patience.
If you put 7-8 guys in the line,
and everybody picks everybody.
And everybody goes a hat on a hat, and you got a guy like Barkley behind them, yeah, you can run on people. Because he's a special back. Yeah. He's not your average Joe back. You've seen, dude, I still say the best play he made all year was that pass he came out of the backfield and turned upfield. That was an amazing play. And he turned it up, and he has jets too. He's got wheels. Okay, he outran people. I mean, he can do it all.
Yeah.
So you give him a line that's committed, saying, you know what, don't worry about it. They're not going to get to you till you're 5 yards downfield. And look what happens.
I think he can be comeback player of the year.
Oh,
I'm
right
not
now.
Sure that they would give that to him.
Well, who's the other guy? It would be then Geno Smith maybe. Maybe Geno, who's having a hell of a year. Maybe Geno.
I think Geno might deserve it more.
No, a little more. But Saquon's actually healthy.
Yeah.
Geno just hasn't. He's been on the bench backing guys up for 10 years. But and Geno's a great story too, and we'll get to that a little bit later. All right, so I love this. So yeah, I think Saquon's not a surprise. The coaching one is a surprise a little bit. But I thought Daboll had the pedigree. I'm not surprised he's doing a good job. I just didn't think they'd be 7-2.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
thought they'd be. I thought they'd be like the Commanders. I thought they'd be 5-5, maybe 6-4, the best. I didn't see 7-2. I didn't see. I'm not going to try to lie to you. But I didn't know. Nobody did. So, and by the way, if this ends tomorrow, Daboll's coaching.
You didn't think they would beat the Ravens.
Nope.
You said they would beat the Titans, but that was a long shot in Tennessee.
They did it though. And I said they'd beat the Packers.
Oh, the Jets, Packers, yeah.
Yeah, I said they beat the Packers. I called that one too.
Dude, and you know what? Me and my friend Mike, we were talking about, he bets on all the games.
Okay.
And he was like, this freaking Dallas Packers game is a trap game.
Yes, it is.
But I don't think he bet on it.
Well, the problem with the Packers is, and it was the first time Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to give Aaron Rodgers a shout out for one thing. He finally said, you know what? I'm sick of throwing the ball. Just run the fuck. In fact, he actually yelled at his coach at one point on that third down because they should have ran the goddamn ball, and he knew it because they couldn't stop
about when
it.
he was walking off in OT?
Yeah, they were yelling.
Was that overtime?
It was before they went into overtime. They converted that third and one.
I thought he was mad that they ran on first and second down.
No, he wanted them to run on that down because it was a 3rd and 1, and they were killing Dallas. They couldn't stop the damn run.
But doesn't he have the freedom to option to audible or?
I don't know what he was. Let's think. I don't know what he was thinking. Here's the problem with that. Okay, to your point, when they asked him about this, he goes, "I was frustrated with the call, and so was the coach." Well, who's calling the fucking play? Right. You were the coach. It's you or him.
Right.
Is there another person we don't know about that has authority up over there? I mean, what the hell? So that, to your point, yes.
Get on the same page where you can say, no, this isn't the right call. I'm Aaron Rodgers.
He's Aaron Rodgers.
He's got that. He's paid his dues.
Because if he's telling the truth, I agree with him. I'm like, why are they running the ball? Dallas hasn't stopped it. And this is why they came back because they ran the ball.
Dillon and Jones. I mean,
they legitimately have a 1-2 bull in a China shop.
They should have been doing that
10 weeks ago.
Right. And he's sitting here crying about his receivers dropping balls.
Yep.
Look at what the Giants are doing. They got nobody to catch.
Nope.
And you got 2 studs.
2 studs. Yeah.
And one shifty, and one is a freaking bruiser.
Thunder and lightning.
Oh my God.
Classic thunder and lightning backfield. Yeah. This goes back to Sayers and Brian Piccolo. This goes back there. Okay, he doesn't know who they are, but well, he's heard of Gale says, I'm sure. But anyway, the bottom line is, yes.
I've heard of Piccolo.
Yeah, Brian Piccolo. Well,
that's the movie,
the
right?
movie, Brian's song. Great movie. Billy D. Williams was, great movie. And James Caan, who was in The Godfather. So anyway. Sonny. It's still one of my favorite characters of all time.
Do you want any more of this?
Of course I do.
I was hoping you were going to say no.
No, you finish it. No, you finish it. I don't want that.
No, sir.
I still got some in here.
Well, that's fine.
All right, you can finish it. So anyway, all right, so
let's go to the
switch to the Patriots. All right, so look.
So now let me interview you.
Yes.
Okay,
please.
So let's start with your MVP. We'll go in the same order I did. MVP.
It's Matt Judon.
Oh.
It's Matt Judon. This is
Defensive pick.
This is the one that Bill got right. This dude made the Pro Bowl last year. I'm not surprised. He had 13.5 sacks. Well, actually, I am a little because he had 13.5 last year. He's got 11.5 right now.
Wow.
He's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
He's got a shot for the record.
He really does. If they keep this up, and what I like about what they're doing with him what they used to do with William McGinnis. They're moving him around. He's not lining up on. I mean, he literally series to series they change where they put him, which is smart.
They'll play a 4-3, right?
They'll play 4-3, 3-4. They'll play base
switch?
nickel. They play this multi that you can't really you see it one series, you don't see it again for 3 series, and then when you figure out it's too late. So he's doing it. Kudos to Belichick because he's doing that.
11 sacks.
And this kid, and by the way, they've got 32 sacks as a team. They're averaging over 3 sacks a game. So they're getting after the passer.
Who's on the other side of him?
Uche, and then the other dude has 5.5 sacks. I forget his name. Wheatley. So they got 3 guys with 5+ sacks. So they're getting after you from multitude of angles. Devin McCourty's still back there calling the shots. They got their quarterback. So I mean, no, they're doing very well. So he's my MVP. Close second would be Ramondre Stevenson, the running back, who people were saying this last year. If this kid gets healthy, and he's on pace for 1,200 yards.
He's powerful.
He's another bull in a China shot who can run you over. My surprise, surprise, if you will. My surprise would be Jacoby Myers because he continues to ascend into now he's become a legitimate. I don't want to say he's a 1, but he's close. And he came from literally nothing. He was undrafted.
What are his stats like right now?
He's on pace for a 1,000-yard season.
Catches? How many catches?
He's got like 50 or 60 catches.
Already?
50 or somewhere in there. But he's got sure hands.
How about his yards?
He moves. He's averaging like 11 yards a carry. He's a possession receiver. He's not a home run hitter. That's Devontae.
I mean, 11 yards a catch is
He's a possession receiver. He moves the chains.
If he's got 50 catches, he's over 500 yards.
Well, he is. He's on pace for over 1,000. He's on pace for close to. So they've got a legit 1,000-yard rusher, a legit 1,000-yard receiver. So he's my surprise. And look he just keeps ascending. He literally has gotten better every year. Kudos to him because he keeps working. He doesn't get satisfied. He's a big target. He's 6'2", 6'3". And he's got good hands, and he moves the chains, and he takes care of the football for the most part.
That's what Mac Jones needs.
Yeah, and in a possession receiver, you need that. What Matt Jones needs to do is fire. All right, here's your hot seat in case you missed this one. It's Matt fucking Patricia. Okay, this dude is either going to put them in or he's going to put them out. Because honestly, I will give Belichick credit for this, and I wrote him on this because, and in the last few weeks we have seen this. They are starting to get the tight ends involved more. Henry caught a touchdown a couple weeks ago. They're starting to look at Jonnu Smith a little bit more. They still got to get him down the seam. I don't understand because they've got two good backs too. Harris from Alabama is another one. He almost had 1,000.
Harris.
Yeah, they've got two good backs too. And the thing is, Harris has just been injured, but he's healthy now. So they got two good backs. But the bottom line is, when you've got two backs like that and you're running, you got to go with this two tight end set and challenge these guys with these two tight ends. Most teams don't have one tight end. You got two.
Well, is that when you do? So you do two tight ends. Mm-hmm. You play action, tight end pretends to block, and then shoots the seam.
Exactly. And you freeze. The key is, and you saw Tampa Bay do this to Seattle like a chunk, because finally Tampa Bay ran the fucking ball.
Right.
But the bottom line is, you freeze that second level, and then Mac Jones is an accurate passer. He can get over the linebacker, and these tight ends are going right down the seam, and they don't know what to do with them. And they're big, and they're fast, and they got good hands. Mm-hmm. And they got two of them, and when they had Gronk and Hernandez here, this is what they did. They killed people with it. And I'm like, what are you doing? You've got this. Why are we not pushing this button? Because you want to help Mac Jones?
Yeah, exactly.
This is how you help. Danny Dimes would kill for this. Okay, you kidding me? And Saquon Barkley would probably kill for it too, because he's going to last longer. But the bottom line is the Patriots have this luxury.
What is their line like, though?
They got a good line.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And when they commit to running, and again, their starting center, Andrews, has been out. They're getting him back. He's a Pro Bowler. When they get him back, they're going to be better, and he should be back after the bye week. Well, for the Jets this Sunday, which we'll get into that preview later on.
Dude, that's going to
be a hell of a game. But Matt Patricia, you were on the hot seat. This team right now is in the playoffs in spite of you. And Mac Jones, who had a very good rookie year, is not ascending, and that's not his fault, okay? You don't have to change this offense. Yeah. Belichick did a good job. He's got good receivers in the passing game, and he's got a lot of them. This Tyquan Thornton kid, I call him the Baylor Burner, who ran 4.28 at the Combine. You got to be kidding me. You finally got a guy. This is the fastest guy they've had since Randy Moss. This is the fastest guy, and he's big. He's 6'2".
So why can't they get the ball to him?
Because I don't know. If I was caught, listen, I would give an in to have that play sheet. I would have a field day.
Does it have anything to do with Mac? Like, is he not getting to that read?
They are not. Look, Dan Orlovsky said this, and he's 100% right. There's play calling, but there's an art to it. You have to go with how the game is going. Right. Because you start picking up, if you're watching what the defense is doing, you're not going to call, you only talk about the first 15 plays are scripted. That's to get a feel of what the defense is going to do. Then you play off of what they're doing. He has not learned how to do it. And again, this is his first year doing it. I'm not surprised he's struggling with it. But my question is, why are you doing that with a second-year quarterback who's coming up? You're hurting this kid. Like Bill Belichick, you have forgotten more football than anyone on this planet knows.
Right.
I don't think anybody would argue with me about that. Why aren't you calling the fucking plays until look? You want to bring Matt Patricia along? That's fine. I get that, but don't throw him into the deep end of the pool when you got a playoff team. And Buffalo can be. I'll tell you right now, this division is up for grabs.
Without a doubt, dude. Buffalo has lost 2 in a row.
Up for grabs, and they're 0-2 in the division. They're 0-2 in the division. And I can news for you, the Patriots
because they've lost to Miami and New York.
Yes, they do. And the Patriots got Miami at home, the Jets at home, Buffalo at home. The Pats can win this division if Matt Patricia
Those are some tough games.
But the Patriots have the running game.
They're winnable.
And they have the running game, just like the Giants. They have the running game and they have the defense.
Dude, and here's the thing. So do the Jets.
Yeah. But Belichick's a better coach. The Patriots also have the coach. I think here's the thing: the Giants have the coach, and I think they have the running back. They don't have the receivers yet. That's where the Patriots have all of that. There should be no reason.
So here's the problem, though: they have the coach.
He's stubborn,
but they don't. The offensive coordinator is kind of like a little bit.
He's the guy that's killing him.
Peg.
He's a square peg, and either Belichick takes the reins. Look, the hope is they just came off a bye. They spent the last 14 days
saying this is what
we're going to do. Because if they do that, they can win this division. And I got news for you. Kansas City is going to San Diego. That's the Sunday night game, by the way. That's going to be a Donnie.
Hold on. Who's going where?
Kansas City's going to San Diego.
Dude, San Diego's been a disappointment.
Well, they're going to get their 2 receivers
Or
back.
LA.
Yeah, they're missing. It's LA. I know it's always going to be San Diego.
Keenan?
Keenan's coming back. I guess he practiced. And the guy it was Mike Williams. That was his name. They're missing both of them.
Mike Williams, former Tampa receiver, right?
I think he was. Yeah, big, 6'4",
fucking
big
basketball
dude.
player,
Yeah. He's supposed to be getting both of them back. But here's the problem. San Diego or LA's problem is the damn coach. That guy's killing
Their defense too, though.
Yeah.
Because they lost Bosa.
They lost Bosa.
And I feel like they might have lost somebody else.
I think they did. But the bottom line is if they get those 2 back, San Diego's offense, when they're all healthy, is as good as anybody's.
Right. It's just when I saw that game they played against Atlanta, that made me look at San Diego like.
Well, you saw the Niner game.
They're not a top tier team.
The Niner game, they were in San Fran. They were in that game the whole way, and then 49ers finally ran it down their throat. But San Diego was leading that game for 3 quarters in San Francisco. So they were in that game. And the thing is, and they didn't have either one of those 2
They
receivers.
got freaking, what's his face? Herbert.
Who's a
they
stud.
got Eckler, who is a stud.
He's as good a 3-down back
Oh my God.
as anybody in this league.
He's really good.
Yep. So they've got pieces, and if those 2 come back this week, which I think they're gonna, then they can literally. They've beaten Kansas City twice in the past 2 years. They can beat Kansas City at home. So,
Dude, but man, Jets Pats. Mm-hmm. I think if Zach Wilson doesn't lose this game, the Jets win.
I don't, because I think the Patriots are coming off the bye. The Jets are not. The Patriots are finally going to be healthy, and they're at home. And by the way, whether this little Zach dude wants to admit or not, Bill Belichick is dancing around in his head naked. He is. He is in his head naked. Okay?
Last time they played, he certainly was.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if they open up this offense, in fact, it was, you didn't see this, but you guys remember, Vince Wilfork said just the other day on his podcast, it's time to take the training wheels off the Pats offense and open it up. And Vince Wilfork is 100% right. You got more weapons than they do. You're at home.
It was time to do that 7 weeks ago.
It was. But they're in the playoffs right now, better late than never.
Yeah,
And and listen, this is in front of them. It's theirs to win. They can beat all these teams. The only game I can't see them winning at the end of the season is the one in Buffalo and the one in San Francisco, which would put them at 11-6, and they're easily in the playoffs. Those are the 2 games I expect them to lose. They should beat Miami at home. They should win on Sunday because they beat them in New York.
Dude, Miami's tough.
Yep, the Pats it was 13-7 in Miami. The Pats defense held that offense, okay, to 13 points in week 1. And if Matt Patricia didn't call the worst game...
That offense wasn't what it is now, though.
The Pats' offense is better now, too.
I know, but that Miami offense is better. They got Jeff Wilson. I think they got him from San Fran.
Cedric Wilson.
No, Jeff.
The receiver?
No, running back.
Oh, yes.
They traded for
him. They got him.
And he's been going nuts.
Yeah, he's good. But the Patriots have a good defense. The thing about Miami's defense, they give up a lot of points. Mm-hmm. They don't shut people down. They really don't. They really don't shut people down. That was a shootout in Detroit. They won that game. The Pats shut Detroit out. Miami gave up like 30-something points to them. I mean, so the Patriots shut them out. Yeah. Okay,
Detroit has scored a lot on a lot of people. Like, for some reason, they couldn't score on Green Bay, which was weird.
They still won the game.
But
they still won the game.
That's just divisional game.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of truth to that. Yeah. You know your opponent, yeah. And that's why I love this NFC East. This is going to be fun to watch. Okay, this really is.
The Giants have so many divisional games.
By the way, Dallas is going to Minnesota. That's the 4:25 game on Sunday. Dallas at Minnesota. That's going to be fun.
That's bad for Minnesota.
No, it's bad for Dallas because Dallas can't stop the run. And who's Minnesota's running back?
Dalvin Cook.
Uh-huh.
Dude, Minnesota has pulled some games out of their ass.
Oh, that might have been the ultimate ass pull.
Well, they pulled one out of their ass in D.C.
They should have lost
the week before. There's no business. They had no business
winning that game. Think about it. The Commanders should be 6-4. They really should. I mean,
the Commanders gave them that game. All of a sudden, they were like, you know what? We're not gonna D up Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, we're gonna leave him alone.
We're good on him.
We'll leave him on a linebacker up there in the flat.
Like 2 touchdowns.
What could possibly go wrong? Just leave him up there in the flat with a linebacker.
Dalvin, go ahead and run a wheel route. We got a touchdown.
And by the way, the Commanders' best defensive player just got activated.
Oh, they activated him?
This week. He hasn't come back yet. They just activated.
Who do the Commanders play this weekend? I picked up their D in fantasy.
I have to look. We'll go over that in the second segment. But look if you look at that division and you look at the AFC East, I mean, all the teams are good.
Yeah.
They're all good. And the thing is, there's still 8 games to go.
That's crazy.
There's still 8 games to go. A lot is going to happen over the next 2 months. And it's right now. I love the fact that both our teams are in it because this is going to be even more fun.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would say right now that the Giants, to me, have the inside track because the Giants aren't beating themselves. The Patriots lost 3 games beating themselves because they kept turning the damn ball over. The Giants don't turn the ball over anymore, which means you have to beat them. And as I said to you before, and now you finally agree, more games are lost than won.
It's true.
The Giants aren't one of those teams anymore. They figured out how not to beat themselves.
And maybe that's why sometimes when I watch these games, I start to think the Giants might not be that good because I see the other team losing the game.
But it happens all the time.
I know, you're right.
It happens all the fucking time.
No, it's almost like in every game, one of these teams is going to lose this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, the guy that we love, who we were talking about, what's his name? The dude who was a GM who was on ESPN there. What's his name? Smart guy. Riddick. Louis Riddick said, because they were talking about the more game, they were talking about this week on Monday. And he was saying, guys, this has been going on since the invention of professional football. For every great play, this goes back to frickin' the leather helmets. Somebody on defense fucks up. It's been going on forever. It's never going to change because you got 11 guys that have to be on the same page. And if one guy is off, as you and I talked about, you can get beat. And that's all it takes. And that's football. That's why it's so compelling because you don't know which guy's going to screw up on which play. And there's 22 of them out there, and you're like, I don't know. You try bet. You want to bet on something? Try bet on that. All right, who's going to fuck this one up? On either side of the ball. I'll tell you what. If Vegas was smart,
I got the right tackle.
Yeah, this guy's got these 2 for a holding call. He hasn't had one in about a week and a half. So I mean, but this is the thing. That's why the NFL is so compelling. That's why we love it, and it drives us crazy at the same time. Okay, because you're like, why can't you? Because it's so hard to do that. But anyway, those
Let's look at some of these matchups.
We should. Let's look at some of these matchups. Yes, it's going to be a big day. So we're going to go into that Patriots-Jets, 1 o'clock. That's going to be a dawning. Cowboys-Minnesota, 4 o'clock. Chiefs at Chargers, 8 o'clock. There's 3 dawnies right there. And by the way, there's more. There are more. So, yes, we'll go into that real quick. Let me see here. Let me see.
So Thursday night is Titans-Packers.
That's another one. Tomorrow night.
In Lambeau.
Yeah. That just got interesting, didn't it?
Titans need to win that game.
They do, but so do the Packers. The Packers can't lose another game or they're done. They have to win. They have to win that game. And as you know, the desperate team usually. Hey, by the way, shout out to the Boston Celtics, 12-3, best record in the NBA.
Jesus.
Went down to Atlanta with no Marcus Smart, no Brogdon, and Billy whipped, chitty whipped. Atlanta, who by the way is very good, 126-101.
Good, because I love seeing what's his face get beat.
You hate Trae Young, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you'd have loved what happened tonight. Because little Peyton Pritchard, the little white boy that could. Oh, you just see what he did.
little white
man that could. I love little white man that could.
Was he giving it to Trae?
Dude, he hit one right at the end of that first half from like 30 feet right in Trae's face. And he just looked at him. Just like,
good.
Yeah.
Bears-Falcons, that's a dud.
Not really, because the Falcons are in first place. And
Justin Fields is a stud.
Justin Fields right now.
He is nuts.
He is crazy.
Panthers-Ravens, which...
See, the problem is the Panthers won last week. The Panthers just beat Atlanta. Badly.
Atlanta stinks.
Atlanta's 5-5.
Browns-Bills, that's not a game. I'm sorry.
It's not?
I don't think so.
Okay, why?
Because I thought the Browns were going to give the Dolphins a game. And they didn't freaking show up.
They didn't show up.
I mean...
They didn't show up. I agree with you.
And I think they're good enough to give the Dolphins a game.
With the talent they've got,
that's what I'm saying.
Their front seven on defense is no joke. They've got a top 3 running back.
Right.
But they've been playing with a backup quarterback all year, so I get that.
And that's the thing. Maybe I was expecting a little much from them.
Yeah, I mean...
But that's why I feel like the Bills are just going to mollywop them.
Mollywop.
Commanders-Texans, that's a game I see the Commanders losing.
You do?
Yep.
You don't think that Philly game's going to ignite them?
No.
Because right now, if you're the Texans, what are you playing for? You're the one team they've won 8-1. They're done.
Dude, but they've been like that since the first game.
I know, but the Commanders actually. But here's the thing. And look, sometimes it just takes one win. Look at what the Commanders just did.
This is what the Commanders do.
You have no faith in Heineke, do you? You don't.
No.
I
have more faith in Heineke. I have more faith in Heineke than Carson Wentz, without a doubt. But the Commanders, similar to my Mets, they love to bring their fan base to the mountaintop
and then crush all their dreams.
Push them off the side. Bring them all the way up, and then boom.
Boom.
So mark my words.
A little kick to the...
This is not a game they should lose.
No, it's not.
But I think it's a game they will lose.
Okay, so you're calling the upset.
Yes.
Okay, you heard that here.
Yes.
He's got the Texans. By the way, if the Texans do wear those red helmets, though, I might agree with you. Because those are still the coolest uniforms.
They're going to be at home.
Those are the coolest uniforms I've ever seen. If I'm a Texans fan, I am pining for that. Because if you got nothing else, you might as well have those awesome uniforms. I mean, seriously. But you know what? They do have that running back. He's a stud. They do have
Pierce.
a stud. Yeah, he's a stud.
Damian Pierce.
He's a stud. He is not to be. He is not to be trifled with.
He is not to be trifled
He is not to be trifled with. No.
Eagles, Colts. I don't like that game.
The Colts just went into and ran. I think Jeff Saturday, by the way.
Fuck Jeff Saturday.
Well, now why do you hate Jeff Saturday?
I don't. I'm just over it. I mean,
he shows up off the street and wins.
there's just been so much talk about his hiring and how it was.
Well, he shut them up for a week, didn't he?
I mean, it always happens though.
Like that?
You bring in a new guy, they.
But
win.
he's not just he's a Hall of Fame lineman for the Colts who's got a ring. He's got pedigree. He's not just some bum that came off the street.
Of course, he's not a bum.
No, he's not.
He's got a resume.
He's got a resume.
But did you hear Bill Cowher lighting him up?
All right, let's talk about Bill Cowher here for a second. I'm glad you brought this up. Bill Cowher needs to go away and die.
He's annoying.
Okay, he needs to shut
He
the
is
fuck
annoying.
up. Talk about annoying. Bill Cowher, you know what the problem with you is, Bill Cowher, is that you still can't get over the fact that Bill Belichick's foot is still up your ass. And Tom Brady's been wiping his ass with your face. He wiped you right into retirement, Tom Brady. Okay? You can't get over the fact that you lost 2 Super Bowls when your team was 15-1 twice because the Patriots ran you over. And you're still bitter. And this guy shows up off the street, takes Matt Ryan off the bench. How good did Matt Ryan look? Matt Ryan looked pretty damn good.
But see here,
pretty damn good
that's
for a
what
guy.
I find a little troubling.
Why?
Is that, to me, it seemed like an organizational decision to say Matt Ryan is no longer playing the rest of the year.
Really? He is now, isn't he?
Because Jeff Saturday said, look, if you want me to do the job, but so
What would you have done?
But
Gone
why
with him
couldn't?
with
But the other guy could have won that game with Matt Ryan.
Apparently he couldn't. Because he wouldn't have
Well,
been,
he's fired.
he wouldn't have played him.
No, I don't think that was his call. That's my point.
You think Irsay made that call?
Yeah.
You think Irsay told him to go with this Ellen, whoever this
No,
kid
I
is?
think it was an organizational decision to say, look, I don't think we're going anywhere this year.
Well, here's the problem with that little statement. They're one game out of the final playoff spot. They're not out of anything.
Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, but I'm
which is
saying
probably
there's
true.
8 games to go. How do you give up on your season? Now, if you're 1-8 like I understand
Texans.
that. But if you look at we talked
But you're
about
telling
this.
me the coach, Frank Reich, right? That's his name?
It was.
You're telling me Reich made the decision
I don't
while Matt Ryan was hurt to say, we're going with Angelista or Angler or whatever the hell
I think it was
his
a
name is.
panic. It was a panic move by a desperate man, and it ended up costing him his job. Because you know what it told the owner? This guy has no fucking idea what he's doing. That's what it told the owner, and that's why he ultimately lost his job. Because the owner was like, "This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's throwing shit against the wall and trying to see what sticks."
But here's why I don't
all
think
of a sudden
that's
Jeff
true.
Saturday shows up. Now that Jonathan Taylor guy, remember the one you all forgot about, who could have won an MVP last year, and suddenly he rushes for a
He's
buck.
been hurt.
The bottom line is, the coach is supposed
Frank
to know
Reich,
that.
So Frank Reich
Why does the coach
is
not know that?
managing a team without Matt Ryan or Jonathan Taylor, and then they go, hey, Jeff Saturday, if we give you this job, will you take it? Well, as long as I can play Matt Ryan. Oh, and Jonathan Taylor's coming back this week. Cool. And they win. Like, give me a fucking
But when
break.
Jonathan Taylor was playing, he wasn't running the ball well. Their offensive line, that was the biggest disappointment for a unit this year. They went from a top 5 rushing attack to a bottom 5. Before he got hurt, he wasn't running the ball well.
Well,
He wasn't.
but Michael Pittman's been hurt, so they have no passing game.
But look, the Giants still don't have a fucking guy to throw the ball to, and they're running the ball. And Taylor's as good as Saquon Barkley is. He is. He could have won. He could have won MVP last
you're
year.
right.
How come the Giants are able to do it with it, but they can't? Because you know why? Because Jeff Saturday said, we're going to run the fucking ball. I don't care if we get 3 yards in a cloud of dust. We're going to run the ball. We're going to set our quarterback up for success. We're going to stop turning it over because punting is better than picking the ball off.
Yeah.
Make your opponent go 70, 80 yards,
All
and
right,
then we're going to wear them down.
So you're telling me
I'm saying Jeff Saturday said that. I believe exactly what you said. I think Jeff Saturday made that call.
No
And said-
doubt.
I think he
No
made that
doubt.
call, and that told
he
Irsay.
said, I'll take the job if I can do
Yeah,
it.
he said, this is what I want. And he, by the way, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because Jeff Saturday looked at Irsay and said, hey, that one ring you got? Yeah, it's because of me. And this is how we did it, and this is how we're going to do it. And Irsay saw the ring and goes, okay, Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Jeff.
Okay, but so you're telling me Eagles Colts is a game?
Yes, it is because it's in Indy. And by the way,
I think that helps out
Philadelphia.
Philly.
No, it doesn't because Philly can't stop the run, and here comes a team that discovered that it can run. Okay? And Jonathan Taylor is healthy, and he's going to be there. And I guarantee you, Jeff Saturday is going to do the same damn thing this Sunday that he did last Sunday. And we now know one thing about Philadelphia.
Are you calling the upset?
Yes, I am.
Colts over the Eagles.
Colts at home beat Philly.
All right, I like that.
Yep, I am calling it. And it's predicated on one thing, which I think is going to happen. Matt Ryan's going to take care of the football because Jeff Saturday's going to go, look, you want to keep this job? Stop giving the other team the fucking ball. I don't care if you throw 50 passes into the dirt, as long as you don't throw them into green jerseys.
Don't be an idiot.
Don't be an idiot. Don't lose the game. Don't lose the game. Like your boy Danny Dimes. Don't lose the game. And Matt Ryan's smart enough to know the difference.
I hope so.
Okay? He's a league MVP. He did it last week. Okay?
I know, but there were plenty of times this year.
Dude, that run that he had where he ran for like 40 yards.
Ryan did?
Yeah, that was the biggest play of the game. He broke contain. He ran, busted with 40 yards down the sideline. I didn't know Matt Ryan could run.
Who's that playing?
At Vegas.
Oh, God.
Hey.
The Raiders, my God.
The Raiders blew it on the lead.
My God.
By the way.
Your boy?
My boy.
Your boy.
The guy who I said can't coach.
Your boy is done.
Oh, I've been saying that
I was watching something that said,
my boy.
I'm just fucking with you.
But he is my boy.
I was
want to
watching.
come over here and pour us both a drink because he's got to have a job soon anyway.
Yeah,
I'll give him a job at the bar.
I was watching some podcast, and one of the guys who was on the Broncos when he was there was talking.
Okay.
Yep. And he was like, we started off 6-0.
They did, and they beat the Patriots in that first.
He said we started off 6-0, and then he couldn't remember where they were, but they were on the road sharing a stadium.
Yeah.
And their cameraman got caught taping practice.
Really? For the other team?
He was taping the other team's practice.
Oh, dirty pool, Josh.
Got caught doing that, and then
Josh.
after that, it's been all shit show.
It's been a shit show since.
So he was trying to do the old, what was that called?
Spygate?
Spygate.
Yeah, but the problem is Spygate was during the game when it's allowed.
Look, I'm not trying to bring that back. I'm just saying.
Practice is a whole other
I
ball
heard
game.
this
If
guy
he's filming
talking.
practice? Is that what he's doing?
That's what they said.
That's different.
That's what the guy on the Broncos, he was like,
you're allowed to film the game. Practice is another issue.
So he said, later on in the year after they were getting shitted on, they're like sitting there and guys are like, man, I knew we weren't that fucking good. Like, we were fucking cheating. Oh, man. All right. So anyway, Jets, Pats.
Okay, let's get to it. All right. Here's what's going to happen.
Probably might be the biggest game of the.
Well, I think
it's top five.
It's top five, top three. I mean, there's a couple of big ones in there. Because that Dallas-Minnesota game is going to be a Donnie, and Kansas City at LA is going to be a Donnie.
Vikings are 8-1. Jeez.
They are 8-1, and they look. Those three guys are playing like those three guys. And Matt, I'll give Kirk Cousins credit for this because as bad as he looked in the first half, he was much better in the second half. But still,
and he's taken a beating.
But still, that 4th and 1 where he got stuffed twice inside. He's 6'4". How come Tom Brady can fall?
6'4"?
He's 6'4". How can Tom Brady fall forward?
Looked like he was 5'2".
He's not 5'2". Yeah, he looked like
all he had to do was the reach.
That's it.
Remember, Drew Brees always used to jump.
The dude Monday night for the Commanders who went. Remember, he fought the two guys off at the line there, and he reached the arm out and the running back.
Yes.
Did the same thing. Yes. Reach out once the ball breaks the plane, it's over.
Dude,
it's over.
He tucked his head down. Yeah. The ball was back here.
It was ridiculous.
So when he fell forward, the ball was not. Yeah. It was bad.
It was bad.
But I've been watching him the past couple of weeks. He's been getting his ass kicked.
He has. But the second half he played better.
Against the Commanders, he got his ass beat.
He did. And he should have lost that game.
Yeah.
The Commanders gave it to him. But again,
Justin Jefferson makes him
that
look
catch. All right, I'm going to say it.
Incredible.
I'm going to say it right now. You're probably thinking he's the best receiver in football. He is. He has gone past Cooper Kupp, and Devontae Adams has good numbers. He's putting up good numbers, but he ain't winning. So this kid.
Well, I wouldn't have even talked about either of those two. I mean, if we're talking just this year.
Just this year. Right now he is.
You've got Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown, yep.
I'm trying to think who else is having a great year.
Statistically, the Cheetah.
The
Cheetah's on pace for 2,000, whatever it is, yards.
Yeah. I mean.
And by the way, Waddle is 4th in the NFL, the two of them, which I was saying they're the best combo in the NFL. I think I was going to argue that point this morning.
That's true.
I think they are. And
I mean, if Justin Jefferson isn't the best, he's like.
I think that game in Buffalo,
nasty.
he's filthy.
He's
filthy.
I mean, he wasn't open on half those.
He
throws.
wasn't open.
Yeah, he wasn't open.
But when you when you got a guy like that,
and he's not that big.
well, he's not small.
Like thick wise.
No, he's
not
tall,
that,
but he's
right.
thin. Yeah, he's not. Yeah.
But he goes up and fights for the damn ball.
Every 50-50 ball, he's like, nope, it's not 50-50, it's 100-0. It's mine.
Remember how like AJ Green used to be like that early on?
In his prime he was. Yes, he was. And he got old and injured and got some money, and now he's looking at palm trees. But no.
All right, so let's get back to grab some olives.
Yes.
Let's get back to Jets Pats.
Jets Pats. So here's the key. For the Patriots, look, they've got the whole. They beat Buffalo after they beat you, so they're convinced that what happened 2 weeks ago.
Buffalo after they beat you.
They beat Buffalo after we beat them. The next week they beat Buffalo after we beat them.
Hold on, what?
The Jets beat Buffalo the week after we beat them.
Okay.
So
the you and them was.
They beat Buffalo after we beat them. Is what I was trying to say.
Gotcha.
So, and they are convinced they gave you that one. So if I'm the Patriots, I'm like,
and I would kind of agree with that. Because that pick six that they nullify with that stupid,
which by the way happened Monday night.
The damn game.
Monday night it happened with Philly did the same stupid thing. The guy gave himself
up.
Oh my God, this was as dumb as that one. This might have been dumb.
Oh, it was on the slide.
He slid, and then the guy, and he was trying to stop. No, he took two steps after, and then he hit him.
Swung.
I'm like, what are you doing? That's a call. Everybody in America is like, that's a call every time.
Yeah.
Like it was dumber than that one.
Yeah.
It was dumber, and so the point is that. Yes, that play changed the game.
Swung
I think
the
it
game
did.
big time.
But again, that was a play where somebody screwed up.
Yeah.
And that's the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I would say the Patriots, because look, Bill Belichick knows this. And Bill Belichick says, look, if you think you're going to get away with that one again, no. You got to play better. Mm-hmm. And Belichick, by the way, here's the one thing about Belichick. The one thing I've always been able to count on. He usually coaches his best when he sees the Jets. He hates them with a. He might hate them more than I hate them.
Why? Why does he hate them so much?
When he was there, I think the reason he left was because
he didn't even coach a game, right?
He was a head coach for one day.
They announced him, and
One
then
day
said,
he went out, and then he resigned.
That's some Josh McDaniels shit.
Kind of was.
I'd hate him if I was a Jets
Oh
fan.
God! Look what happened.
I hate
Look what happened in the aftermath of it. Oh my God! If you're a Jets fan, it's
What
like,
a dick.
It's horrifying. What a dick move.
Yeah, just hate him.
Hate him. I'm almost with you. I hate him too sometimes.
I don't know. I mean, that's.
But the thing
I hope
is,
it's a good game.
The thing. Oh, it's gonna. This will be a good game because the Jets have a defense.
Yeah, and a run game.
The Jets have a defense, and I guarantee you, this kid Wilson's not going to do that again. But here's what I am hoping is going to happen: the Patriots are coming off a bye. They've had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. Okay. And they're watching that tape, and they're watching and again, they're getting the tight ends involved, which the tight ends weren't even targeted in that game, I don't think. That was one of the ones I was screaming about. And the Patriots have better, on offense, they have the personnel to light that defense up, if they call the right game. Because I don't think the Jets can handle those two tight ends. I think, and Tyquan Thornton, who's now, the Jets are going to have to deal with him. The Patriots got a guy who can run
Who's
four.
Tyquan Thornton?
That's the Baylor burner.
Oh, okay.
And the Jets are going to have to deal with him. And I got news for you. He's got great hands. He's 6'2". He runs good routes. The Patriots can use him in a multitude of ways. They've had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. I'll be shocked if Belichick didn't have his fingerprints all over this offensive game plan. I'll be shocked. And that's why I think the Patriots are going to win, because Bill Belichick is not going to let that team come in here and beat them after they've had 2 weeks to get ready for him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it'll be close because I think the Jets are a good team. The Jets are legit. They're no fluke. They are no fluke. What happened again? That was no fluke.
So if y'all beat them, then you're both 6-4.
Yep, both 6-4, and they have the tiebreakers. They'll have swept them.
That's
They'll
big.
have swept them. That's big. And Belichick
Kind of
knows.
rooting for the Jets in that game. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. You hate
I like the Jets.
Okay. You're a New Yorker. I get that. So that's fine. But I'm saying I think it's a close game. I think the Patriots win. I think the Patriots play a clean game, and they ultimately force this kid. Now, maybe not even him, but they're going to force a turnover somewhere. Somebody's going to do this. And it's going to be probably late, but I think the Patriots win that game by a touchdown, but it's probably closer than that. Mm-hmm. I think it's close the whole way. Okay. But it's going to be a hell of a game to watch. I really think this is going to be a heavyweight fight because these two teams don't like each other. Mm-hmm. They don't. It's like when Baltimore faces the Steelers.
Oh, yeah,
they don't like each other. And those are the best games. Yeah. So are the Giants on a bye this week?
No, Giants play the
who?
The Lions.
Okay, where is that game?
Maybe the Giants are on a bye this week.
No, there they are.
Yeah, they are.
Is that it?
It's in New York.
Okay, so it's home. All right.
The Giants have already had their bye.
They did. That's right. I'm sorry. All right. So what do you think about this one? Now the Lions.
I'm a little worried about it because the Lions can score points.
They can.
And
in bunches.
The Giants struggle to score points. However, the Giants, if they play their game, should win this game.
They should win this game.
You know, it's one of those things like you talked about. They could lose it too.
Turnovers.
They could mess up and lose it.
This is the thing about that team is honestly, if I
run the fucking ball,
do
and
what
beat
you've
their
been
ass.
doing,
Exactly.
because Detroit's defense is terrible.
Yeah,
I mean it's terrible. And by the way, this Slayton kid, who's had now 2 games like this, I think he's due for another one because the Lions ain't paying attention to him. They're gonna have 8 in the box, and they're gonna say we got to stop that guy. True. So Danny Dimes is gonna have to make a couple of plays, which he's been doing all year when he's had to make them. So if they take care of the ball, and to your point, they stay committed to the run, they will wear them down. It'll be close because you're right. They're going to get
game with them is close.
Well, no, but they're not going to run away from you.
Yeah, no.
They're built to wear you down. That's what a running game does. It wears you down. If the Giants do that, they'll wear Detroit down, and they'll win this game probably by 10 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I
It'll
can
be close.
see that.
It'll be close.
It makes me a little nervous. However, this team seems prepared every week.
Yeah, that's interesting. When you have a coach,
comes back to the coaching. It's not.
You have a real coach.
Right,
it's Tom Coughlin. You actually have a coach.
The games they've lost, they got beat.
Yeah, but to good teams.
Right, they got beat.
And one was on the road.
Right.
There's no shame in that.
They lost to Dallas.
And at Seattle, who's first place in the West.
So it was like, you didn't play well in either one of those games. But those teams made you not play well.
They did.
Against the Lions, I think they're going to win this game.
The Lions can't stop the Giants' running game. They're going to have to overcommit to it, and that's going to leave a ton. Hey, those guys are going to be one-on-one against bad cornerbacks.
Yeah.
so
that's a 1:00 game too.
We'll have them. We'll have the ticket.
I wish we could have them on both at the same time.
Well, if we can find another TV, maybe we can figure. Well, is one of them on national TV? If one of them's on national TV, there is a way to do this.
Well, I mean, I think they both are. It's just, are they on national TV here?
Well, I guarantee you the Patriots aren't.
The Giants are on Fox.
Okay, that game might be on. We have to see what the
No, because the Commanders are on at 1:00.
Oh yeah,
that'll be the Fox.
That'll
game.
be the Fox game. Okay.
Now the Eagles Colts are on CBS. Jets Pats are on CBS. So we'll probably get Eagles Colts.
Yeah, because Philly's closer to here than either of those two. So we're gonna need the ticket. We have the ticket, thank God. All right, so I got the Giants by 10 in that game. It's gonna be close, but I got them by 10.
All right, I like that. Then Rams Saints. I hate that game. It's just
the Saints are going to win that game. Cooper Kupp's done for the year.
And is Stafford out too? I didn't even realize last week Kyler Murray nor Matthew Stafford played,
and they won. Yeah, but the
Cardinals won.
The Cardinals won that game
with Colt McCoy. Who the hell was quarterback?
Colt McCoy won't die.
And what, the guy Wofford? The guy Wofford.
Yeah. But every time you think Colt McCoy's done.
He shows up somewhere.
He shows up and pulls one out of his ass.
Yeah, and he wins a game.
He wins a game. It's like Colt McCoy is like Jason Voorhees. He will not die.
Broncos, another ugly game.
That will be filled with ugliness. And I got news for you. Talk about, I'll tell you what a bust Russell Wilson has been. Oh my God. As bad as McDaniels has
Broncos
been.
country. He's been worse.
He might have been, because he has a defense. And he had a running game, and let Russ cook. Well, Russ is burning the dinner, and the lunch, and the breakfast, and everything in between.
Yeah, he can't even get to the kitchen.
He can't get to the kitchen.
He's outside the kitchen.
He's outside the kitchen. Where is that game? Is that in Mile High?
It's in Denver. Yeah.
I give them, well, the thing is, if they don't win it, the Raiders will blow it.
They'll win 11-10.
See, they're not going to win that game. The Raiders are going to lose it. Let's be honest.
All right, then you have Cowboys-Vikings.
Okay, this is going to be fun.
In Minnesota, 8-1 versus 6-3.
If you hate the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to enjoy this, okay? Because they have not solved this problem. By the way, you can't solve a problem you're not equipped to solve. That defense, as I said to you earlier, is small and fast. Mm-hmm. And they get a lead, they get you, make you win, and they pin their ears back and go. But if you run at them, which Minnesota will do, okay, they can't stop the run. Mm-hmm. They cannot. They're in the bottom 4 in the league in yards allowed per game. And here comes Dalvin fucking Cook. And Minnesota just won in Buffalo, so they're right. And Philly lost. They have a shot at the 1 seed. Minnesota is going to hit them with everything in the kitchen sink. And Dallas's defense is not equipped. This is a bad matchup for the Cowboys.
See,
a bad matchup.
I hope Cousins doesn't mess up and fall in love with Justin Jefferson.
Doesn't have to.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Because Dallas will pick Cousins if he starts throwing a lot.
Yes, I agree with that. Because Dallas has a good secondary.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. I agree with that. So
he needs to be careful with that. And to your point, Dalvin Cook
all day long.
Just because that dude is a
until they put 8 in the box, which, by the way, against those two receivers would be suicide.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
That would be suicide. It's a bad matchup for Dallas. It's a bad matchup, and Minnesota needs to realize that. This is one of those impose your will games because that's what all you have to do. You don't got to get creative. You're better at that in that area of the game. Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Make Dallas overcompensate, and then those two receivers you got will have a field day. Because if they're 1-on-1, even Cousins ain't gonna fuck that up. He won't.
Yeah,
he won't. But you got.
Well, the thing is with Jefferson, you throw it anywhere near him, he's gonna fight for the ball.
He's like Devontae Adams in that regard. Devontae Adams, you get the ball near him, and so is the dude from Philly. What's his name?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, rather. Yeah, he's another one. He's another one. You throw it up, he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
going after it.
Yeah. So what's the next one?
Next game.
We both got Minnesota in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well.
You're not doing
it.
You're not pulling this. You know what? You don't want to believe that after this Sunday the Giants could be 2 up on the Cowboys.
Exactly.
You just don't want to believe it could happen. It's set up. It's right there. You got Detroit there at Minnesota. It's too good to be true.
All right, I'm going Minnesota.
You have to let it go. It's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new day.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So, all right, what's the next one?
Bengals, Steelers in Pittsburgh. I got Bengals.
Jamar Chase is out. They haven't looked the same since they lost him.
I know, but
and
the Steelers are just...
Pittsburgh beat them when they had Jamar Chase in Cincinnati.
But Pittsburgh had T.J. Watt for a lot of that game.
They did.
No, they didn't.
This is a tough one.
Is he ever coming back, T.J. Watt?
I didn't think he was done for the season. I thought he was on IR is 4 to 6 weeks.
That's right.
So I think he might be back. I'll have to check this out.
They could use him.
If they got him back, first of all, they can't protect him now as it is. He's still got the most. Remember we talked about this last week? He still has the most sacks. Remember they beefed up that line. They got all those guys. He's still getting sacked more than any quarterback in the fucking league.
Who?
Burrow. And now he doesn't have his binky. Yeah. Remember what Cleveland did to them? Remember what Cleveland did to them? Yeah. Oh my God. I'm telling you now.
A few weeks ago, they ran wild on somebody. Who was that? Was that Carolina? We're mixing at 5 scores.
It was Carolina, I believe.
Okay, then that doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't. And Cincinnati,
the next week, Carolina wins.
Should Cincinnati win this game? Yes, they should. But the thing is, Jamar Chase is not out there. And I'll tell you what, if Watt does, or whether is it Watt? No, that's not that. Is it Watt? If TJ Watt comes back, that's a coin flip game.
That's
a coin
sad.
flip game.
That's sad that the Super Bowl team from last year.
Look at the Super Bowl champ. That's even worse.
It's crazy.
Their season's over.
It's crazy.
It's over. They're done.
All
right, next one.
You like the Bengals? I like the Bengals.
I do, and I'm holding my nose because I honestly think they could lose that game, but I'm going to pick them. Go ahead.
All right, Chiefs, Chargers in San Diego, Sunday night game.
This is
in L.A., sorry.
In L.A. Damn San Diego.
I'm going Chiefs.
I'm going Chargers. I think the desperate team usually wins these games. The Chargers cannot lose this game.
That's
true. They are already 1 game out of the playoff. There's a very good chance they'll be 2 out, and their conference record will go to shit. They have to win this game. They will find a way. And if those 2 receivers come back, look, Kansas City's defense isn't anything to write home about. They can be had.
No, yeah.
It really isn't. I'm not. They play from the league.
But the Chargers' defense is going to get sliced and diced in this game.
They've never had a good defense, and they've beaten Kansas City twice, and they've beaten them in Kansas City. They're not afraid. Here's the thing. The Chargers are not afraid of the Chiefs.
Nobody's afraid of the Chiefs anymore.
Oh, no, there are. There are teams that are afraid of the Chiefs.
But not the way it used to be.
No, because,
you know what I'm saying?
Because the cheat is gone. Yeah. The cheat is gone. That guy's gone. The Chargers beat them. The Chargers beat them when they had him.
Yeah.
So I think the Chargers win that game, and I think it's. And by the way, remember the Chargers should have won the first game. He threw the pick in the end zone. If you remember the first time they played, San Diego was going in for the game-winning score, and he threw a pick in the end zone in Kansas City. The Chargers win this game.
All right. I disagree.
You got Chiefs? That's fine. No,
I
that's
got
fine. They'll be going. And then
Monday night is. I hate these NFC West matchups. They always suck. 49ers Cardinals on Monday night.
I think the 49ers have figured it out.
Yeah.
I do. I think they win that game. Their defense is superior. They got McCaffrey in the fold for a couple of weeks. Debo's back. The Cardinals can't stop this offense.
Yeah, the Cardinals stink.
I don't really know who's going to be able to stop that offense when they get all their cylinders going.
Well, and are the Cardinals going to have Kyler? Or because if there's no Kyler, definitely not.
I would give him a better chance because Kyler will also throw the pick. He'll have the turnover too. He's a lot like Cousins. He's very talented, but he'll throw the pick. He'll throw that pick. He's done it. He's done it. He's a lot like Dak. Dak will throw the pick too. Okay.
I want to start watching that. There's like an in-season Hard Knocks with the Cardinals.
During the season.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it just started last week or so.
Okay.
I want to watch it because there's been a lot of like people yelling at each other on the sidelines with that team. Kyler Murray yelling at
There's a lot of infighting going on. Cliff Kingsbury. There's a lot of infighting going on. A lot of turmoil.
I think I saw Kyler and Devontae yelling at each other last week.
But they do have Hopkins back. They've won
That's
two.
what I meant.
They've won
not
2 or
Devontae.
3 games since he's been back. By the way, the one game they lost at Minnesota by a touchdown, and they could have won that game, but Kyler threw a pick.
It was a close game.
It was a one-score game, and Kyler threw a pick. So,
come on, Kyler.
And by the way, Deontay lit them up. Minnesota had no answer for him. He lit them up. He was never
He's a
gone.
great receiver.
He's another one, no, because he's been injured. Yeah. But you look at his numbers in the 3 games he's played. Woo!
Where was he? He was stuck in Houston for most of his career.
They were a playoff team when they had him and J.J. Watt.
Yeah,
and
now
those
what's
guys.
his face? Bill, who was the coach that just was like, yeah, we'll trade him away?
O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for segment 1. We'll take a quick break. We're going to go find Yoda. We're going to find Yoda. And then we're going to quick segment 2.
Olives.
By the way, Olives and Yoda. And by the way, VCU played tonight. Did you know this?
I didn't.
VCU played tonight. We're going to update that score. Quick run around the NBA real quick. Knicks Celtics when we get back real quick. Short segment. So grab. Hey, it is wet.
Knicks are done.
All right. Well, I want to hear why you think so, because
I haven't watched enough of them.
Well, we will. You know what? We will delve into.
I just
that.
listen to the sports talk. And
we
it's
will.
Bad.
Is it the New York sports talk?
Yeah, they're trashing them.
Look, if you want to pick your day up, don't turn on the New York sports.
That's true. That's true.
The Giants are 7-2. They're probably trashing them.
No, they're not.
They better not be, because the Giants and the Jets have been great stories, and I think they're both legit.
Verlander won the Cy Young.
Yeah,
his
he did.
Third
one,
Cy
the comeback of the year, and he wins the Cy Young.
And Alcantara won it. Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah.
He deserved it.
Yes, he did. They both.
Did you see? I did. Shout out Buck Showalter, Manager of the Year.
Manager of the Year.
Metsies.
Well, they went. Yeah. I don't think Buck's the reason they lost.
No.
Okay, I don't.
No, they got beat.
They got beat. They got beat because a certain stud pitcher didn't show up. Anyway, that's it here and there. We will talk to you guys real quick on segment 2. Quick round run on the NBA and Knicks, Celtics, and we're back on the other side.
Titans ruled out multiple starters.
Ooh, that could be big too.